Okay, well, oh my goodness, I was on the net and I saw this thing. The guy had been doing some metal detecting and he found this beautiful 22 karat heavy gold beautiful pendant and necklace that belonged to Catherine of Aragon, Henry VIII's first wife. Now, so I decided I wanted to do a little reading on her and see what I got. Now, she was married to his brother, and I didn't know this. They were only married for a year. And then her husband died, the brother of Henry VIII. So it wasn't like she had had a long-term marriage with this guy. She'd only been married for a year. And then after he died, she became the wife of Henry VIII. Now, she had a child. She did have a male child. What was his name? He came out, Henry, the Duke of Cornwall. And she had a stillborn daughter. But the male heir to the throne that was born to Henry VIII died. It was like 57 days after his birth. So he only lived about a month and a half and he died. And then she was married to Henry VIII for, let's see, from 1509 to 1533. So quite a number of years they were married. He got rid of her, annulled the marriage. Remember, they said it was an annulment, and she died 3 years later after she had been banished to another castle there. So sad thing with her. So what I got in the center of it all was she was, of course, a privileged lady. She was the queen for a time. And she had the Pandora's box of emotional drama. And it was about being an obstruction. So she was an obstruction to what King Henry VIII wanted, which was a male heir. Okay. So what he gifted to her in his narcissism, because that's my card of the narcissist, and I would say he falls under that, was the death. And I would say this was the death of their relationship, the ending of that relationship, because we had a poverty that came on her, a new situation that he was just really put into place as rapidly as he could to get rid of her, to isolate her. She was isolated in another castle. The challenge was the mature man, okay, the star, the narcissist. He was the challenge because of the new thing he wanted to implement, which was, of course, getting rid of her. Because of why? His lover. Because of Anne Boleyn. So he wanted to control the situation and temper it by getting rid of his first wife, Catherine of Aragon, because she birthed him a son but only lived for a month and a half. So I thought that was an interesting read, and that about says it. He was this narcissist. He wanted a son. He was, by hook or crook, going to get one. And he disposed of her. But I think it was interesting. She lived only another 3 years after his banishment and annulment of their marriage. But that was a beautiful necklace. And more than likely, I don't know whether she got it from Henry VIII or whether she had gotten it from his brother before he died. But it was lovely. I'm seeing here that her occupation, which was being queen, was cut. It ended. That's the death card because of what? A persecution. So again, that tells the tale. Got rid of her. Okay. Sad life. Now, things were not so fabulous anyway. She was from Spain. And back then, especially marriages between kings and queens and princesses were to solidify an agreement between two countries. So it usually was not a love match. It was, we need to have this togetherness with this other country, so that's who you're going to marry. Okay. And I didn't know that her marriage to his brother was only a year before he passed. What he passed from, I don't know, but I am going to look that up and see what happened to this one that she had married and then wound up with the brother. Did produce a son, but unfortunately he didn't live. Now I'm wondering if Henry VIII was impotent in a way. He did father with Anne Boleyn, the one that would be queen. Okay, so we'll have to see. Maybe one of these times I'll do a read on Anne Boleyn and just see what comes out. That would be interesting as well. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you online.